So because downlow men are praised and placed on a pedestal in the LGBTQ community, a lot of times it leaves us very vulnerable and naive to the role these men play. So our latest story, let me introduce y'all to 22-year-old Derek Patterson from Compton, California. Derek Patterson was arrested on suspicion of targeting and robbing more than 20 gay men he met on a dating app, authorities announced. The dating app he met them on was Grindr. These 20 robberies occurred between the years of 2019 and 2022. So according to victims and witness testimony, most of the stories began the same. They would meet Derek Patterson on a gay dating app, which was Grindr. After meeting him on Grindr, they would agree to invite the man to wherever they are, whether it was a hotel or their place of residence, to hook up and engage in sexual activities. Upon arriving to the agreed upon location, they would engage in sexual activity. Either during the sexual activity or shortly after, Derek Patterson would rob victims that he had sex with. Sometimes he would attack the victim physically with his hands. Sometimes he would attack them with weapons. But in every situation, he robbed these men. So they have records of him robbing over 20 gay men off of the Grindr app. One man he actually stabbed in the chest with a knife. A few of the other men recorded him pulling out tasers, knives, all kind of weapons, physically attacking them, stealing their cell phones, stealing their valuable items. So here's what it comes down to. Here's what it boils down to at the end of the day. These download men already know the role they play in the LGBTQ community. They already know they are being praised, they are being worshipped. They already know a lot of gay men are lusting after them, and they are what a lot of LGBTQ members may want. And because these men already know these things, they see it on social media. They see it on all the gay apps. They see even in the gay porn how we're praising DL this, download that. These men are using this to their advantage. So let's look at it this way. This 22-year-old man knew that he could log into a gay app and get his sexual desires fulfilled and also come into some quick cash. And he created a plan and executed it. So the thing is, I can't judge girls for meeting people off dating apps and hooking up. We've all done it. I did it in my early 20s. I invited people to my home in my early 20s. It was not safe. It was not the most responsible thing to do. I would not recommend it to any younger girls, but I did it, so I get it. And I understand the culture. But the conversation does have to be had of why we're so open and willing to just invite random strangers into our home. And I can be honest. Back in my day when I was younger and I was doing it, I always considered myself to be in great shape. I thought I was strong. I thought like I can defend myself. I know how to protect myself. I was never really concerned or feared of what someone would do to me. And I think a lot of other gay men may feel the same way. Like, girl, this is my home. Ain't nobody gonna mess with me in my house. Can't nobody do nothing to me in my house or my territory. But that's not always the case, as we can see with over 20 victims that this man was able to assault and rob. And all he had to do is give you a little bit of sex in the beginning. Now, I've already told you in several other videos that download men are not your friends. Download men are not someone who you should be actively supporting. Download men should only be used for what they are good for, and that is just for a good time. These are not men that you should feel comfortable enough around to have valuable belongings added across the place. These are not men that you should just openly invite into your home without knowing anything about them. I'm just going to be honest. These guys already know that a lot of gay men have a soft spot for them, and these guys are going to use it to their advantage. You need to make sure you are protected and safe at all times. If you do not feel comfortable inviting this man into your house, do not invite him into your house. If you start to feel weird at any point that he's in your house, put his ass out. Whenever you invite someone into your home who you are unsure about or who you do not completely know, you should never have any valuables laying around that they could access. And you need to get more information about these guys before you just invite them to the house. You need to know some type of PIN, personal identifying information about them. Luckily, with the last victim, they were able to track his cell phone records to him being in the location, in the vicinity of the hotel at the time, and that's how they were able to catch him. And they were able to link him to more than 20 other cases. So this 22-year-old is going to be in jail for quite some time. And it's a bit unfortunate because at 22 years old, instead of robbing gay men after engaging in sex, This young man could have been doing something more productive with his life. Even if he wanted to be an adult entertainer, an escort, and get his money the right way, I would have not had an issue with that. But for you to use gay men for sex, because that's what down low men do, they come and use you for sex, and then you take advantage of them after having sex with them and robbing them, I have no respect for you, and I hope you rot in jail. But this is going to go out to the gay men again who are messing with down low men. You need to be careful. These men are not your friends. These men are not people that you should just openly trust. And just look at how easy it was for him to find over 20 victims. That's how easily accessible gay men are to down low men. Some of these things happen hours apart. So that means he was setting up sexual dates back to back. And so many gay men were just willing to give it up to this man without knowing anything about him. Like I said, I'm not here to tell you not to mess with down low men. Most of us have done it. Most of us will do it. At some point in your gay life, you will encounter a down low man. So there's really no way to avoid them. But you can change how you deal with them if you choose to deal with them. Again, you need to be careful. You need to be aware of their thought process. You need to be aware of the games they play, how they manipulate, and what their ultimate goal is. I would say the average down low man is just looking for some sex without any strings attached. But some of them can be dangerous. Some of them can be manipulated. Some of them can be users, robbers, as we see. And you just need to know about them all. That's what I'm here for. But yeah, again, this is 22-year-old Derek Patterson, a Compton man who has been accused of robbing over 20 plus LGBTQ members off the gay dating app Grindr. Be careful on these apps. Stop inviting these random guys into your house. Get some information about them if you do invite them to your house. And make sure you feel comfortable at all